what happened is Donald Trump or Trump Media Group decided that they're going to put $6.4 billion worth of CRO on their books. When I saw this week how the token just jumped, like literally 100%, I was like, yo, like this is crazy.
Looking at it, if this does become a trend, looking at American companies, top altcoins, exchanges seem to be doing well at the moment as well, both centralized and decentralized.
And now, I guess the question is, do I still think there's capacity for more growth, or do I think you as someone that's new should jump into it?
The content presented in this podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice, and listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. Crypto flip.
So in today's podcast, we will be exploring why Bitcoin has dipped to $109,000. We'll also be seeing the secret altcoin that surged 100% in the past 7 days and whether it's time to get in or get out. We'll see whether this privacy coin is still a viable option with an attack from some hackers. And is it Solana DeFi summer? The TVL suggests it might be. So make sure you stay locked in for the rest of this pod, and it's going to be a great one. But before we get into that, you know what we have to do? We have to check in with our favorite guys, the DJs of this space, with some crypto confessions. So let's get into it. I was day trading on FTX before the collapse, making around 2K profit every single day in 2021 and 2022. When it went under, I lost everything, not just millions, but the ability to pull in that kind of money daily. After the collapse, I took out a 20K bank loan and started trading with leverage. A year later, I couldn't keep up with my lifestyle and finally had to tell my family. To get back to my glory days, I sold a rental property, pocketing around 300K. I started trading again using light leverage since it was less than my original capital. Within 2 years, I burned through it all, between trading losses and overspending. This time, I didn't tell my family, and I had no intention of doing so. I've just applied for government benefits and plan to use that as trading capital to try and make a living again. What do you, man, make of that?
Hey, there's so much to unpack in this one. What can I say? I feel like, obviously, with the FTX crash, yes, you must have been out of pocket crazy, but they did repay everyone. But I get it, because the time they chose like $8 per Solana to repay you at, when Solana is now $200. So everyone that had money in FTX and is coming out at the end of it now and getting their paybacks this year got way less than they would have had if it was staying in crypto. However, if you had millions and you had like some positions that was in fiat, bro, you could be winning. I don't know. But let's assume you got nothing back from that, brother. You don't. And if you're gonna trade, you have to have way more guardrails, bro. Like you shouldn't be looking at taking out government benefits to trade. You should be like, all right, maybe I'll just start saving, putting a little way here and there, and then, trade with 100, bro. Trade, but don't go back in with like thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, because you got a loser mentality, man. You just have to take the L and just walk away for now.
Listen here, Mandem. This equation is actually pretty simple. This guy is down bad because of two things. One, he's an overspender, because you can see when you're putting quotes around glory days and my lifestyle this and lifestyle that, that instantly tells me you're an overspender. That's number one. And number two, he's a bad trader. The guy, how do you lose money on light leverage? That means you must be consistently wrong. So you must be consistently on the wrong side of the prediction to lose money using light leverage. You know what I mean? This is a case of like, you know what? Yes, you blew up your account, tried again after taking some loan. You blew that account. It's not that. You blew your account doing light trading. So compound both two things together, that ends why he's down. So, I mean, I don't even feel sorry for this guy, man. But what I'm starting to see is a cycle of addiction. Now he's starting to, hitching. He has to trade. He has to chasing the glory days. Yeah, I used to make 2K. 2K a day is dead, man. You need more than that, right? You know what I mean? You should be setting your sights higher than making 2K a day. So, I mean, obviously, 2K a day is not to sniff at. Don't get it wrong.
On benefits.
But now you move from, you know what I mean, making 2K a day to now using government money to trade. Like, how fast is that gonna get you? Like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, man, you need to get your act together and just stand up, bro. Big man thing, just stand up.
Yeah, I think this guy has to realize what he's good at and what he's not good at. And from the sounds of it, you know, you're not that good at trading. Obviously, you were making 2K a day, but that was a different time and the market changes. And when things change, you have to realize that the landscape has changed. And I either need to change with it or I need to pick a different game. So for him, he needs to realize that, you know, this isn't, you know, 2021 or whenever he was making that 2K a day. And, you know, we are now in a different time. It's more of a trader's market. Different things are popping off. Obviously, there's meme coins, there's this, there's that. But yeah, like Rick said, you need to start with a lower amount, or you just need to get out of the game, build your bankroll up, and then think about it again. Normally, I would bet the person that backs themselves. So, you know, some people may criticize you for selling your house, your rental property. I'm not even going to criticize you for that, because if you had done the right thing, you could have made a lot more than that rental property could ever give you. But you said, I'm going to liquidate this property and I'm going to put it all on black. And it went on red. So, you know, you're going to have to eat that L. And all I can say is better luck next time. But with that being said, welcome back to the Crypto Flip Podcast. I am your host, Harris King, and I am joined once again with my co-hosts, Ricardo and Deji. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. And if you're listening on any audio platform, we are on every audio platform you can imagine, then leave a review because it helps us create more episodes. And we know you guys want that. And don't forget, if you want to trade, you can check the link in the description and you can trade with our partners MEXC. And yeah, you can get involved in the crypto trading. So it's been a hell of a week. And, you know, crypto has been suffering a little bit. We've dipped below 110K on Bitcoin. And, you know, some altcoins are still holding up a little bit, but the market seems to have liquidated traders as well. So what do you guys think of where we are right now? And is it just a August slump going into September? Or is it something more fundamental?
I think this is August slump going into September. What I'm concerned about, right, is normally on post-halving years, so, you know, years like 2017, 2021, now 2025, so the year after the halving, August normally ends in green, bro, and then September's the bloodbath. But right now, we opened up this month at 115, and I don't know how you might feel, but I don't think we can reclaim 115 over the next couple of days. I mean, obviously we can. Anything can happen. We could climb up to like 180, whatever. I just mad skeptical, bro.
Over this weekend.
Exactly. I just don't really feel like there's the positive sentiment in the market to facilitate that happening. And when you look at things like even ETH falling off a cliff, bro. Like, well, not off a cliff, but ETH falling back to 4.3, 4.1. I think it was only BNB that put in a fresh new high this week, which is insane. And the other mystery code we'll talk about in a bit.
BNB and Hype are the only thing doing well the past couple of days.
Hey, Crypto.com's doing all right. We'll get into that. But so yeah, generally, I'm a bit skeptic. So last night I opened a short. Well, yesterday evening, I opened a short at 112, and I was just like 100x short because I'm trying to volume farm on EdgeX, which is an exchange, secure that airdrop. So I thought, why not? I see Bitcoin going down right now, and maybe today or tomorrow we'll have a little recovery so that the month ends green. But I just don't feel like it's going to end green. Anyway, I'm pissed because I put in some tight stops before I went to bed because in my mind, all I can think about is the market turning on me. And then I got stopped out like 45% up. But really, I'd have been like 300% up now because, yeah, 112 down to 109, which we're at now. Insane work. yeah, I don't feel like the market has enough positive sentiment to bring us out of this right now. But I don't really feel like it has much negative sentiment to drag us lower. I feel like we might just range. We might close the month at like 112, 110. But if we close the month negative, then I just know September is gonna be a mad show, bro. So yeah, generally that's how I feel about the market right now. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, we've had, so let me put up the charts real quick, Pat. So we've had a really, really great couple of quarters. I mean, Q2 was good. Like, if you look at it, yeah, like Q2, I mean, I'm talking about Q3 from April, we've been slowly just continuous to be on up and up. And that dip that was quite concerning where we fell below 100, since we came above 100 and build some support around that 104 to 109 range, it's been like absolute here. So the month of June, July, and I mean, August looks red right now, but it started off green. You know what I mean? And I think we could get all I see across the board is a correction in September. Like, there's no way I could even argue that correction has already started. I mean, we just need one more red candle for it to be, because right now we only have what is corrected from all-time high. We're down 12%. That's nothing. I mean, we've seen BTC correct up to 30% doing after a massive move. And the move I'm talking about from 99K range, that took me by surprise. Never gonna front to you guys. From, let's say, 95K range, we basically pumped a good 30%. So, I mean, I think we're in for a good, strong Q4 finish, which will make it a right-targeted market. And obviously that will ideally be probably we'll be smack middle of the alt season, because I think the next capitulation could be 20%, 30%, 40%. Ideally, if you get up to foot that would be great. But that also means we're a lot closer to the end of the bull market than we're at the beginning. But the way I see it is, we get a pullback now, let's say for September. We've finished September strong, and we continue to rally because BTC needs to put a new, like, if this is the top for BTC in the cycle, then that means we are a lot closer to the end of the beginning. I think a lot of you guys can agree to that. That means ETH being 10K is a myth. Because if BTC is topping at 125K, 26K, we're like a lot of predictions from a lot of the savvy like crypto people are usually around our 150K plus range. So 125K will be a shabby top to use it. So I think we need BTC on the next move, because it's tried to claim to break the all-time high and hasn't done it. So on that next move, if it doesn't do it, which I don't think it will, because right now I don't see us reclaiming 115 anytime soon. I mean, it was only a 5K move. You need a 5K candle. Unless I don't know if there's a talk scheduled over the next couple of days. And because September starts soon. Starts on Sunday, or is it Monday?
Monday's the 1st of September, I believe.
Yeah. So on Monday, the 1st of September, that is, I mean,
it's not gonna happen, bro.
Where's the catalyst? Where's the catalyst? I don't see the catalyst right now, because there's been positive inflow of ETF or BTC ETF. There's been 21 share launched to say ETF, SU ETF. All that news is good, but it's just not enough to pull the market along. And I think we are a little bit due for a correction. We've had 5 green monthly candle the past 5 months. So a correction, 2-month correction, 1-month correction, that is in the play. So if you can catch that and obviously long your bags around that new low, don't know where the new low will be, I think that would be a great trade, actually, going into Q4, in my opinion. So, BTC needs to make another eye for us to have really had a good all season, because then ETH will follow, and after ETH follows, it'll drag along the rest of the altcoin back. So that's kind of like what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at that BTC dominance, ETH dominance, and then obviously the other D as well, and just waiting for a new all-time high. But I think before he does that new all-time high, it wouldn't surprise me if BTC does a 30% correction from it, which falls down to 80K.
What? For what? Wait, hold on. For Q4?
No, next month.
Next month? In September?
Yeah.
Brother.
There's a 30% correction. Okay, let's say 24%. That brings us back to 80K.
Is that support?
That's the support. That's a strong support. That's why we had the previous bounce. And there's a lot of liquid. There is so much liquidity in that area, that 80K area. There's so much. So there'll be so much demand anyway. But that's just pipe dream. You know what I mean? I don't know if it will happen, but you never know. But from here, another 20% drop will bring us close to that range.
I want to see
another 20% drop.
100x shorts.
Yeah, but
100x shorts, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Post in the Discord. If you want to see how the 100x shorts are going, jump in.
Oh, 100x short.
Bro, I got 100x short going right now.
I do 50, because then if you do 100x short, you're going to have to keep a stop loss tight. So I'll do 50.
No, unless you're a DJ.
Not the exactly.
But you say stop loss. What's that?
What the hell is that?
Nah, but honestly, I mean, this is all speculation, isn't it? But I think, honestly, I don't see, I could be wrong, us having a green September. I think we're due for a correction in September. How deep that goes?
Wait. Even with the potential rate cuts, you still believe that?
Normally, if you overlay the rate cut over BTC price action, right? Normally when we get a rate cut, there's a correction.
Yeah, it's the month after that you start
Does that double
recovery.
Yeah. So the month after the rate cut is when traders are more confident, and then they long with bigger bags. So in my opinion, I think even if there's a rate cut programmed in, whatever, I think it's a negative month for monthly return on BTC. At minimum 10%. I think I'll put my money more on 15%, but 20% will be a dream from here. From this practice, it will be a dream. So
are you shorting though? Are you 100x shorting?
Yeah, I'm no longer. I'm 50x shorting, bro. That's what I'm doing.
100x short. I mean, bro, you could go less. You know, bro. 100. I did only that 100x short is still hard
to do an edgex. I do an edgex as well. Okay.
All right. You may record
everyone.
Yeah. What do you? I would have your. What do you think? You? I already have your referral. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But yeah. So that's what I think. What do you think, Harris?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see some chop for sure. I don't think it's gonna be smooth selling until people's targets of 120, 130, 40, wherever people's targets are for the rest of this year. So yeah, I definitely think we're gonna see some pullbacks. I actually was watching a YouTube video with this trader and this content creator Deji. And he was basically saying something similar. He expects it to drop down to, I think, about 90K before, we go on to have our blow-off top moment. So it seems to be some consensus. Well, he said 90, so it's all in the same sort of range. But what I'm trying to say is that there seems to be obviously some consensus in terms of people believe that we will get, the sort of tops that we want to get, but you're gonna have to work for your bags is the message. And just make sure not to get shaken out of your positions. I don't believe we're at the end of the market. I think this is just a healthy correction, and don't be surprised if we get more. Before we get into Q4, there's always some pullbacks, and something else you have to exactly. And something else you have to consider is that when it comes to the end of August, we are obviously entering the weekend as we're recording this now, which means that all of those funds are, people are going to be on their weekends, and, all that institutional money is not coming in. Retail is usually not spending as much on the weekends either. So, yeah, I wouldn't be hoping that, August is going to suddenly just pump over the weekend. Not that it can't happen. I'm just saying the likelihood of that happening is just a small likelihood. So, yeah, keep money on the sidelines, because if the opportunity is there, it'll be a great time to pour money in. It's always hard when you see an opportunity and you're just like, where's the money coming from? I can't put any more money in. I've been there myself. So having money on the sidelines is definitely a smart idea, I think. And something else that would have been a smart idea is investing in CRO, as it surged 100% in the past 7 days. Now, we're not talking about some micro cap on pump fund. We're talking about a large cap exchange token. And one of the panelists actually was in that trade. So take it away, Rick.
Listen, I've been in crypto.com back since it was Monaco. I mean, that's what I would tell you if I knew what crypto is, but I don't really know what crypto is. I don't have a hat or a t-shirt or a founder's card. Anyway, listen, I'm all about crypto.com. I've been staking with them for a while. And when I saw this week how the token just jumped, like literally 100%, I was like, yo, like this is crazy. And now I guess the question is, do I still think there's capacity for more growth, or do I think you as someone that's new should jump into it? So what happened is Donald Trump or Trump Media Group decided that they're going to put $6.4 billion worth of CRO on their books. Bro, this is massively good news because CRO has been around for a while. I feel like as an exchange, like bare people have so much negative things to say about them. They've done some questionable things over the years. They've refunded people I think there's a few incidences where some support members of staff have refunded people like 100,000 instead of 10,000, and that's happened like a few times. They just added a zero, so it's mad. And as you look at the proof, and if you look at their proof of reserves, like it's not the best. And so many people have poured with the demise of crypto.com for years. And yeah, man, I'm just like, yeah, they're just active. So I just hold a coin, and yeah, I'm happy that there's a little pump. I still think that there's room for it to grow because right now the coin is still, I think, more than 50% below its like prior all-time high, and all-time high was like height of alt season. In my mind, the fact that it pumped is pretty much akin to H-bar pumping. Like it's almost exactly the same type of thing. Some government institution have decided that they care about this token, and then H-bar pumps. Similar with crypto.com, and then it pumps. So the pump will die down. But generally though, all alts are gonna bleed in September, bro. So if you're on job and you're trading,
yeah, under X short is wild. There'll be a DJ, but a healthy short for players is actually good. Yeah, I mean, what a nice pump. I mean, I've known about Crow for a long time actually. I actually have some, but I mean, mine's not worth mentioning. It's like a tiny string bag. But it's still funny, right? This when I heard the news about Trump media looking to do this, pull Crow in their digital reserve, I thought, the CEO of Crypto.com is working hard because they've done, like you said, they've done some questionable things, but at the same time, that guy's active. He's active, like just randomly, because you guys know I follow sports a lot as well. The daughter of the founder of the Lakers organization, they sold the name rights of the Lakers is a big organization like NBA. They sold the name rights to Crypto.com just for money. That franchise is known for needing cash because their strategy is to always look for superstars, and you have to pay superstars big money, and they always need that extra liquidity. So they sold it to Crypto.com. But you look when it first happened, I thought, it's a good deal because it gets Crypto.com out there, street publicity. Like it was just it's a smart move, even regardless of what the cost was. And then now this, the CEO of Crypto.com, he needs a raise. If he could give yourself a raise, I think he deserves it. So, and if this is true, and I feel like a lot of these comments are like just until it's done, until I see it approved by the SEC, and there's no red tape or whatever, that's when I think cool. But obviously, this is crypto, highly risky asset. Just based on, we speculated that a fat coin is going to go to the moon, and we just buy it at the moon. So I'm not surprised this has happened. So whether or not it's true or not, we'll find out eventually. But I mean, just a brilliant move, in my opinion, by the CEO and the team at Crow. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's who?
Chris Marslek,
Oh,
the CEO of Crypto.com. Billionaire, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Of course he is.
But yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. CRO, if I'm not mistaken, is an American exchange. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Singaporean.
Are they?
Yeah, I think.
Are you sure?
They were based out of Singapore.
But where they registered now? Where they operating now?
I think they're registered in a bunch of different places because they also operate in the UK.
They don't operate in the US.
I think they're dead. I'm almost certain they're in the US as well.
They are in the US, but I just thought that was their headquarters.
And the HQ is in the US. Or maybe strategically is now, but it wasn't at the beginning.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, basically what I was trying to get at is obviously looking at this, the pump has already come. It may be too late to jump in CRO, but looking at other tokens, if this becomes a narrative, is okay. If it's an American company, or because this, if basically put it like this, if Coinbase had a token, it could have easily been like the Coinbase token that could have pumped to however many percent if Trump's company bought it, but it was CRO because obviously they're tradable on exchanges. So, yeah, I mean, looking at it,
I'm happy it pumped, and I might do 100x short from here. But this is not financial advice, and I don't own any crypto, so do your research and yeah, let me know what you think. But yeah, I'm obviously right now it's hot, and sitting right now around 30 cents is like pretty high for Crypto.com. If I check where they are now, they had
a pullback of about 15% today.
So they had a pullback of 15% today.
Bigger, 25%. 25%.
25.
Is it 25?
From yesterday's high. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just bet that. So, I mean, obviously,
if this does become a trend, looking at American companies, top altcoins, exchanges seem to be doing well at the moment as well, both centralized and decentralized. So yeah, I would say look at those as a priority, especially some of the larger cap ones. Something else interesting is that obviously World Liberty Fi is going to become tradable soon, and in the pre-market, some people are already trading it, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they start aggressively buying more tokens. So it's something to definitely look out for. And something else to look out for is Monero, because it was hit by a 51% hash rate attack. I know that Deji saw this, so maybe it'd be good to get your perspective on it.
Yo, I'm muted. Fam, listen, yeah, when I saw this article, I was blown away. I thought it had to be fake. Like, that was my first thought. But the thing is, this attack on Monero network, I thought will actually have some impact on the Monero coin, but I don't think it really moved, because I think the narrative is still, the strict regulation around privacy networks, people that use mixed transaction, then that hide like your wallet address using balances mixers balances. It's very, it's literally one of those things that's the edge of crypto, like. I mean, not everybody wants to use it, but if you need to use it, let's say you hack someone and then you want to, get some clean ETH or Bitcoin into your fresh wallet, that's why you need to turn to something like Monero. But and the thing is that this attack was, I think, was co-authored by one of the founders of, is it IOTA? My thing is IOTA has become so irrelevant in the past several cycles. The last cycle I heard from IOTA was 2017. So I guess now my man's basically more Latin as a hacker and just targeting different James. Like, it's just mad.
It's deeper than that though, because
of course it's deeper than that, but I'm just jesting.
I hear you. So I think the token price didn't move because they didn't publicize it when they did it, because they weren't trying to be malicious. They were trying to be like, look, this thing is possible. A bear man don't think it's possible. We're gonna do it. Here it is. And I think they reached out to Monero to tell them, but obviously decentralizing that. And it didn't really make the light of day until like a few weeks after. And by then, no one cared. And I think the founder of IOTA publicized that he's got, like, I'll show you that I did a 51% attack. Look, here's all the miners, and here's all the miners we control, and here's 51%, blah, blah, blah. And we could have done anything malicious. They could have printed themselves an unlimited amount of Monero, or decided to across everyone's balances, you know, move them to zero or whatever. Like, and then that the blockchain will just carry on from there. I think things like this is good for the environment, good for the ecosystem. But I think the fact that nobody cared is kind of wild. Like, nobody cared about this. When I heard about this, bro, I was driving. I nearly pulled over because I'm like, yo, and he didn't even tell anyone. Obviously, things like this is on people like very, very big on Bitcoin blockchain, but mad thing.
I'll tell you what, yeah, there is something to this though. I'll tell you why. You didn't tell anyone because there's no financial gain in it. He didn't have the short. He didn't have a short place, and he probably has Monero himself. Like, you know what I mean, having a couple of finance, having a couple of funds. So, you know, he's just exploiting, letting them know, hey, don't think it's not possible. It's definitely possible. But what's more interesting is, apparently, it's a group of guys, and this IOTA co-founder is part of this group, and the next chain on their list is Dogecoin. So, well, if Dogecoin is not careful, it could be on that attack. But again, it's going to be a control where, like, they reach out to the team privately, but like, look, here's proof of concept. We can, in fact, get to your chain. So it's one of the situations where, like, Dogecoin, what you got? Are you ready for this attack? So yeah, I just thought it was interesting to share that one.
No, it definitely was. And a 51% attack is definitely significant. It means that basically someone else is in control of the network, and obviously that's not good because they can reverse transactions and things like that. So yeah, them getting it sorted is it's a necessity, something that needs to happen. And for us as people who are consumers, you need to be, and investors, I should say, we need to be aware of these types of things. And something else that we need to be aware of is Solana's DeFi TVL, or total value locked, is the highest it's been since January, which is very, very interesting. Maybe this is a new narrative to be paying attention to. But it is reported on DJ News on X that this was the case. And the source is DeFi Llama. Just to put it into perspective, I think it's currently topping out nearly at $12 billion, which is nothing to sniff at. But just for reference, if we're looking at ETH, for example, ETH has $94 billion. So it's still, you know, not the number one player when it comes to DeFi, but it's starting to regain traction. So is Solana DeFi a meta, or is there opportunities there that you can see, or is there something you're going to start exploring now?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that sets me apart from other people in this space is that I don't have a favorite chain. I mean, I might have a affinity towards Solana now or ETH because that's narrative or that's where the volume is. Usually, when you go to where the volume is, where the activity is, you make money in crypto. Just hands down. I'm obviously holding money in Bitcoin. You always make money if you know what you're doing. But this is interesting because I remember a lot of people claim, including their Dash. Yeah, and it'll be good to get them on the show as well. A lot of people claim that, they made a lot of money during the ETH and DeFi summer. A lot of people became billion, millionaires. So this is a narrative, and then I'm not talking about meme coin, man. I mean, meme coin is gonna be meme coin, but it's just that's mostly extractionary activities right there. Well, in my opinion, if we're gonna get a DeFi summer on Solana, that's very, very good news for Solana. Because one, it means target of 500, 600 is on the books. I would say more conservative, 450, 500. And two, alt season will be a lot better than I anticipated because I still think a lot of the liquidity that's usually allocated towards the risk appetite we save for alt season, where people go degen, like literally people go degen. Like you see traders that are more disciplined earlier on the cycle become degens in alt season because they know you have a short amount of time that's compressed to make money really fast, and then you really try to try to milk it a lot. So I didn't think that was possible because we had that meme coin mania, and then a lot of that liquidity sucked out. And I always thought, of course, is going to be a weak one because I just feel like the bigger players in this space and loss of diminishing returns has always been there as well. I think that is a solid theory. But if you're going to have summer, like deeper summer on Solana, that could be interesting, more interesting than meme coins in my opinion. So I'll look into this properly. But yeah, interesting. But because we can see right now it's at what 11, 12 billion. If you can go up to 100 billion, that's huge. And if you can catch a pump of that, even half of that move, and it's not even all season, that's crazy. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, so I think that it's only positive news for Solana. Solana is, now trading at, I believe, maybe 100 and something. Oh, it's still at 200. Still, yeah. So for it to be trading at $200 with a price target of, let's say, $500 to $600, I think meme coins can take you so far. And yes, it would bring a retail, which brings in activity, which brings in fees, which brings in more Solana. But I think, if people are actually locking up Solana and using DeFi protocols, that's only going to help. And I think it will, more than just the money that it will bring in, I think it will legitimize Solana in a deeper way, rather than just being seen as, the meme coin chain, which is obviously currently being seen as. And I think that with where it's at right now, it's still a casino chain. Yeah, exactly. However you want to characterize it. But I think that with it being 12 billion, I think that's still a low. It's still like nothing crazy. But if you find the right opportunities now, and it does say go to 100 billion, like Deji was suggesting, or even half of that, let's say we went to like 50 billion, it's like just shy of a 5x, maybe a 4x from here. Yeah, there's some great opportunities there, and it's not something that I've looked at explicitly, but it's something I'm probably going to start doing more research into to see whether that's an area where, it's worth exploring or not. So yeah, I definitely think that if you are looking for like the next big meta, that could be something to pay attention to. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.